How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey man, welcome to the first live stream of the Diamond Report, hosted by your own JJ Hollis of Diamond Athletes. As you can see, I told you all before, if you got any gear, anything you would like promoted during my show, hit me up on any of my platforms. Right now, we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So and we'll be live come tomorrow on YouTube as well when we go live. So just be mindful of that. You want your, as you can see, my boy Jeff Davis, Kankakee, Illinois, fly above it. Okay, representing him, promoting his stuff today, and of course, I am a Memphis Tiger alum, Memphis Tiger. So anything you guys want promoted, hit my inbox, hit me with some gear. I'll promote your gear. Um, let's do it like that. But first, I would like to thank you all for tuning in um, to the first edition of the Diamond Report. Today, we're going to be talking about and going over some things with recruiting. Okay. Recruiting for football is heating up right now. I'm talking about heating up right now in football. Okay. Signing day is next week. There's a lot of things people don't know about signing day. Okay, and we're gonna clear that up for you all today. Okay, I'm gonna give you some illustrations to help you all out. Okay, uh, to let you understand what the recruiting world is all about. So it won't be any discrepancies, or there won't be any there won't be anything that will confuse you. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of things out in the open today. Uh, once I do that, and if you have any questions or concerns, you have a student athlete, you want to know how to do things, or why this isn't happening, or why this is happening, I give you the real. Let me give you a background on myself. I played college football at Memphis State University, the University of Memphis. Uh, been coaching football now for over 25 years at the junior football level, high school level, and the semi-pro level. I've been a college scout now over 20 years, and I've sent over 400 kids, assisted over 400 kids in helping them get in college. I have a lot of connections with college coaches around the country, and they value my opinion. So, with that being said, let's get down to it. All right, first of all, dealing with colleges and you are a student athlete, the word, I'm going to give you some symbols, some initials today that you need to know within the recruiting process. PSA. What is the PSA? I know some of you seen that all across the internet. PSA is simply a prospective student athlete. Those are athletes that are actively being recruited by college coaches, and it can vary. Usually, prospective student athletes in the sport of football, to give you an example, usually starts around eighth, ninth grade. That means that a kid could get an offer from a college around the eighth, ninth grade. Some coaches see the word upside. They see an upside in the kid. If a kid is 6'5", 285 pounds coming out of the eighth grade, a lot of college coaches know that he has a tremendous upside. So they'll offer him. Okay. They will offer him. All right. That means offer means they've offered him a official full ride scholarship to that school, like it'll be the University of Oklahoma. Okay, let's just use that for an example. Okay, so with that being said, prospective student athletes in basketball, I've seen some kids get offered scholarships in basketball in the seventh grade. Okay, but let me break down these offers for you. A lot of these schools put out these offers, and I got a lot of kids panicking right now. uh, kids that are freshmen, sophomores in high school. Well, I only have 2 or 3 offers. Let me explain something to you, parents that have kids that have offers. Let me be perfectly clear and honest with you. Your kids are blessed to even have one as a freshman or a sophomore. May not want to hear that. Every kid that's balling out that are freshmen and sophomores don't have offers. If you got a kid that got an offer right now, they doing damn good to have an offer. Okay? Why these kids want all these offers and want all this, let me show you a thing right now so some of y'all can understand how this goes. Let's just say some of y'all kids say, well, I want to offer to Michigan. I want to offer to Iowa. I want to offer here. When these people offer you, that don't mean you can commit that day. Is that a committable offer? What does committable offer that mean? That means when they offer you, that means on that day you can say, I'm committing to the University of Alabama. That don't mean that. You want to know why? I'm about to show you a graphic. Okay. This is a graphic from 2021, just from these kids. It's just from these kids that were offered in 2021. Now, mind you, a lot of these recruiting classes, okay, only have maybe 20, 21 spots for kids. But I'm gonna show you how many offers these schools put out just for the class of 2021. Okay, this we're going back to 21. Okay, hold on. All right, let's look at this. I want you to look at this list. These are the offers from the kids that were offered in the class of 2021. These are the schools that gave out the most offers. Army gave out 540 offers. 540. University of Tennessee and the SEC gave out 479. Kansas, 457. Liberty gave out 418 offers. Look at that list. Ole Miss, 394. Now, I just sat here and told you all that most recruiting classes for these schools can only be 20 to 25 people, but they offer 540 kids. Can all 540 of those kids commit? No, they cannot. No, they cannot. So these are the things that people need to know. I want you to look down this list. I'm gonna leave it up there for a second so you can see and look down this list. Look down this list because some of you kids, and I want some of these kids to look. Some of you kids don't understand, right? What some of you kids don't understand is this is how it goes. So while you trying to stack up all these offers, that don't mean you can go to these schools. Okay? What these offers do is get other schools interested. Okay? It gets your buzz going. All right? I'll give you a perfect example. This is when you know you're really being recruited. Here in Kankakee, Illinois today, shout out to Kankakee High School. They're doing a wonderful job over there. Just had a great football season. But let me tell you when you know you're really being recruited. Jim Harbaugh was at Kankakee High School, the head coach from the University of Michigan, recruiting Jair Hill, one of the top defensive backs in the country, right here in my hometown of Kankakee, Illinois. Okay, the head coach got out of his bed in the coldest day of the year and came to Kankakee, Illinois. That's when you know that you really being recruited. Okay, you really being recruited. They really want you. They on the phone with you all the time. They want you. The head coach got out of his bed and came to Kankakee, Illinois. That's how you know you really being recruited. Okay, all right. Those kids that are in the classes right now, 23 and 24. Okay, those kids. College coaches are gonna start coming in and they're gonna want to offer you and do some things like that. Okay, Understand what I'm about to tell you. Stop hounding college coaches for offer. Stop. If they want you, they want you. If they don't, they don't. And if you see a school you like, tip number one for the kids that see a school might offer you, and you like that school, go to their camp. Go to the team camp this summer. Let the coaches see you perform. Get in a car. Parents, telling you right now, parents, if you got a prospective student athlete and that kid likes a school and you want your kid to get recruited, one of the best things you can do is buy your own video. Yeah, I said it. Buy your own video. I didn't say tape on your phone. I didn't say use an iPad. I didn't say any of that. Go buy you a video camera and promote your child. Okay? The school will give you film. They got huddle and all that. But guess what? If you can put out the clips faster, you're ahead of the game. So that's free game. And your high school coach not gonna be at these camps recording you. Some people want to see you move around. Some people want to see you run the 40. Some people want to see how you are. Okay. So some coaches are gonna do that. All right. So be mindful of that as well. Okay. So get out there, get your video camera, do some. Now we talking about those offers. Okay. Now we talking about those offers. Those are the schools in 2021, just the class of 2021 that offered the most people. Okay, that sounds crazy. But some parents may even say that's unfair to kids. No, it's not. That's how the game goes. Because guess what those colleges know? They know they can offer 392 kids, let's just say, but everybody not gonna want to go there. So they gotta have kids they can pick from. Out of those 392, they know they got to whittle it down to 25. And then they got to go by position of need, what they need. All right. So those are the things that people need to look at. All right. So now this this next slide I'm going to show you, the next one, all right, is going to show you which schools offer the least scholarships. We're going to get into that. Okay. So these schools in 2021 offered the least scholarships. 2021. I want you to look at these schools. What does that tell you about these schools? They only offering kids they really want. They're not throwing out just offers to throw them out. Okay. Um, some coaches at some of these schools that I showed in the first slide, all right, they have to show their bosses because some of those coaches on that, a lot of those coaches on that slide are those Power Five schools that you've seen. It was some mid-major schools, the Group of Five schools, but most of those were Power Five schools. You got to justify why you as an assistant coach making 350, $400,000. So you got to show your boss, which is Nick Saban and some of these other people, that you working. So guess what? You got to say, hey, coach, I offered that four-star kid from Miami. I offered this. I offered that. There you go. All right. So they have to show their bosses that they're working. That's why all those offers go out. Now those coaches know some of them kids ain't gonna pan out. They know some of them kids don't have the grades. They can ball, but they don't have the grades. Okay, they don't. So guess what they do? They put out them offers. Everything goes. All right, but these are the schools. Let's break down some of these schools. You see the coach from Stanford right there, right? Stanford only offered 68 kids in the whole class of 2021. Out of all 50 states, Stanford only offered 68 kids. Look at Clemson. Successful program. Only offered 72 kids. What does that tell you? They only offering kids they know they can get. They only offering kids that they feel like they can get. Northern Illinois, right here in the state of Illinois, where I'm based out of, they only offer 89 kids. What does that tell you? They telling you that they only offering kids. They not wasting their time offering 500 kids. Okay, because at the end of the day, some of these kids gonna get offered by Alabama, but they're gonna end up at Alabama State. Some of these kids gonna get offered by Georgia and end up at Georgia State. Okay, good school, but they're not gonna end up at Georgia. Okay, because when you go to call Georgia back after your junior year, they're gonna be like, "Hey, son, we moved on, and you thought you had a committable offer to Georgia, and you didn't. You just had an offer, an open offer to Georgia. They're trying to see what you're gonna do on and off the field. If you got any hiccup, your grades, or anything, that gives them a reason to cut you. Oh, did I just say that? Yes. Anything that they can use against you, they're gonna use. Cut that off. I want you to look at some more of these schools. Just look up and down that list for a second so you can see. Hey, people lie, numbers don't. These are the numbers from 2021. Okay, this just last year. Okay, this just this past year. All right, this just this past year of the total offers that were out in this class. Okay, the class of 2021. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put back up that first slide. Now you looking at this slide? Look at that slide. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in for a second. Okay. Look at some of those schools. A lot of those schools are Power Five schools. West Virginia, Ole Miss, Nebraska, Kentucky, Louisville, Indiana, Maryland, Georgia Tech. All these are Power Five schools. Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Arizona State, Pittsburgh, Virginia, Florida State, Michigan. Come on, man. Penn State. You only can have, if I'm not mistaken, 85 scholarship players. I think it's 85. They may have moved it up by now, but I think it's 85 scholarship players total on the team. Total. Usually some of these schools have 125 kids on the roster. Where you think that where you think that other 30 to 40 kids coming from? Those are walk-ons. Those are kids that got good grades. Those are kids that just felt like they can go to University of Tennessee. Okay, they had grades and they went there and feel like they can earn a scholarship. All right, but it don't work like that. Okay, it don't work like that. Numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't. These are the schools that put out the most. These are the schools that put out the least. Numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't. Okay, so for those of you who want all these scholarship offers and all that, hey man, sometimes these things don't work out. Okay, but understand, hard work pays off. If you get those offers, those kids that have offers right now, you are blessed. You are blessed to have those offers. Okay, you are blessed to have those offers. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be spiteful. Don't say, "Oh man, I'm better than that kid. I should have more offers than him." Don't work like that. Hey, those kids might just be in the right place at the right time. But here's the key: you looking at some of these kids that that play here, just in my local area. I'm gonna use my local area right here in Kankakee, Illinois. Jonathan Ward, a kid I coached from the time he was 6 years old all the way through high school. All right, he had an offer to Central Michigan University. Jonathan, the type kid when if you wanted him, he was gonna be loyal. And guess what? He started wearing Central Michigan stuff in his junior, going into his senior year. He was wearing Central Michigan stuff during our games. You know, Central Michigan is maroon and gold, and we was uh, green and gold. And he used to wear Central Michigan stuff during our game. Okay, he committed to them. As soon as they offered him, he was ready to go. But that was a committable offer. Central Michigan wanted Jonathan Ward. Okay, now, some of these kids get these 40 and 50 offers. Some of them schools don't even want them. Man. Some of them schools just saying, "Hey, I got in on guy. I know I ain't gonna get him, but I got in on him." But that's gonna help those colleges get some more people. Okay. Um, but when you see the head coach show up at your school, you a baller. They want you. Head coach ain't coming out of his office just to visit anything. Okay, so those kids are the fortunate. Those kids are the ones. Those are things that are helping. Okay. All right. Also in recruiting. All right. So I'm just giving y'all a heads up. Okay. I'm just giving y'all a heads up on how that go. All right, with the recruiting. All right. So also, when you guys are getting recruited, got to keep your grades up. Got to keep your grades up. Got to keep your grades up. The ACT isn't being used right now. Okay, the ACT isn't being used right now. So a lot of times they're going off your GPA. So right now, you got to keep your grades up. Got to keep your grades up. If you need some help, get you some help. But a lot of these schools not even gonna recruit you if your grades are not. You don't have good grades, you're wasting your time. If you're not putting in the same amount of work off the field as you putting on the field, you're wasting your time. What do I mean by that? The same 2 and 3 hours you use going to the gym, them same 2 or 3 hours you should be using in the class, doing your homework, putting that type of effort in. Okay, so just remember that as well. Your grades are the most important. Remember, you are a student athlete. Okay, you are a student athlete. So you have to do that. All right. So let's just keep that in mind too. All right. Right now, what I'm gonna do is, since this is my first show, I'm gonna take any questions. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free. I'm on Restream. You can hit me up. You can chat with me. Let me know what's going on. Also, um, if if you can't get through on my stream and you have a question, you can text me and I'll answer your question. I can be text at 815-216-7993. Again, you can text me at 815-216-7993, and I will be happy to get back with you. If you have any concerns or issues, um, you want some questions answered about recruiting, you want to know some things about recruiting, you want to, you may just want to ask me a question about sports in general. Hit me up, and we'll take care of that. Okay. Again, you can text me at 815-216-7993. Okay. While we're waiting on questions, I'm gonna give you some more insight on how to get your child exposure as far as that's concerned. One of the things you want to do is these exposure camps that come up, that some of these college coaches are going to be at. They got these quote unquote mega camps. Uh, Again, take your video cameras. Make sure that you're being very, very proactive with the coaches that are there. There are going to be a lot of coaches at these mega camps. Sometimes you'll get a flyer saying it's 35, 40, 50, 60, 80 schools there. Make sure you touch base with some of those coaches, get their card, add them on social media, do all that. Okay, do all that. All right, and uh, so make sure you do that. Also, you going to these mega camps, go to the school camps. I mentioned that earlier. If there's a school you like the University of Illinois, you like Toledo, you like any of these schools, go to their camps. Let the coaches see you face to face. Let the coaches see you. Okay. But guess what? When you go to University of Illinois camp, Central Michigan gonna be there, Eastern Michigan gonna be there. A lot of these coaches gonna be there. Why? This is how a lot of these coaches they kill two birds with one stone. They come coach you up at these camps, see how you can move around, see what type of athlete you are. But this is how some of these coaches make their money, extra money in the summer too. They go around to these camps and they get paid to go to these camps and they doing recruiting. They killing two birds with one stone. Okay, so um, keep that in mind too. When you go to University of Illinois campus, it is just not going to be the University of Illinois. There's going to be some Division One coaches, Division Two, Division Three, NAIA coaches there. So to me, it's money well spent. If you spend $40 to $50 to go to the University of Illinois camp, go, go. I've had a lot of questions. I just got a question about, is 7-on-7 a great investment? I'm gonna tell you what I believe in 7-on-7. Okay, myself and my business partner Curtis Crosby, we've taken kids to Vegas, taken them to different tournaments with 7-on-7, and the experience was great for those people. Okay, they had a ball. They got to compete against some of the best kids in the country, and it showed them and gave them a measuring stick. What I like about 7-on-7 is uh, it gets the kids competitive juices flowing. All right, it gets kids some more practice in their positions, especially those skilled kids. Okay, that's what 7-on-7 does. It gives you a time to work on your technique. It gives you time to get some more reps in. Okay, that's what 7-on-7 is. All right, I love 7-on-7 for that. The kind of 7-on-7, this coming from a high school coach perspective, we have to unlearn so much stuff because 7-on-7 basically high grade pickup football. All right, so we gotta retrain some of these kids when they come out of 7-on-7 because they done made so many wasted moves. Like with receivers, they make so many wasted moves at the line in 7-on-7. When in high school football, when you put on equipment, you ain't gonna have much time to make those wasted moves. That's giving you an example. So there's a lot of things that we have to untrain to get these kids back right. Quarterbacks the same way. I mean, some of the throws they make in the 7-on-7, if they try to make those when we put on equipment, they're gonna be on somebody highlight tape. They ain't got to rush, so they can sit there with all the time in the world. But when you got a 300-pound kid coming in your face, that ball might come out a little different. So those are some of the things. Somebody just sent me, that was a great question about 7-on-7. So that was one that like I said, I if you feel like that your child is gonna get that, and this is what it is, okay? That goes for kids that go to USA, they go to some of these exposure camps, they go to all this stuff. Their parents spend all this money, thousands of dollars and stuff. Your kids are getting a great experience, okay? But don't think you paying all that money to get your kids 30 or 40 offers. It's not gonna work. Your kid might play 7-on-7 and end up at an NAIA school. Don't blame the 7-on-7. Okay, don't blame the 7-on-7. Okay, it's not their job to. I know you think it is, but it's not their job to get your kid a college scholarship. It's not. It's not. Okay, it's not. So just keep that in mind too. Okay. Um. So this is what I'm gonna do. Again, I like to thank you all for tuning in. Uh, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna tweak some things. I just got a text saying that my sound was going in and out. We're gonna tweak some things. This is our first show. So I appreciate y'all coming in. Share this on whatever platform you on, whether that's LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook, wherever you seeing me at right now. Share this video. Share this video. If you got any type of gear, whether it's sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, whatever, you want to do some bartering, okay? You want to do some sponsorship of my show, The Diamond Report, okay? I'm going to roll credits the next time, letting people know where to get your stuff at and all that, okay? This is Fly Above It, Jeff Davis. Go to Fly Above It. I think it's flyaboveit.com, and you can order the stuff right online. All right. And of course, those Memphis Tigers, baby. You know, I'm a Tiger for life. Go Tigers, go. You know, we getting in down there in Memphis. My boy, shout out to my boy Penny. Hey man, you got a lot of kids believing in you right now. The way, hey, I know you apologized, I get all that, but brother, ain't nothing wrong with sticking up for your kids. So I'm with you 100%. So I'd like to thank you all for coming, for participating, and coming on the Diamond Report. We'll be doing this at least once a week. We'll have different guests on. So at any time, okay, at any time that you would like to be highlighted on the Diamond Report, give me a call, 815-216-7993, or you can email me. Email at alfred.hollis at Diamond Athletes with an S international.com. Okay. Give me a call, shoot me an email, and I will highlight your kid. We got some kids coming up next. Okay. We got a kid out of Texas. He's gonna be one of my first guests, Legend Bay. Okay. Remember that name, Legend Bay. One of the top eighth graders in the country. Uh, he'll be on my next show, and we're gonna get him in and let him tell you about what his plans are for high school and where he wants to go to college at and all that. That's gonna be what we're gonna do on the Diamond Report next time, talking about next. Okay. Um, just remember, uh, tune in each and every week for the Diamond Report. And thank you for tuning in. Again, I am JJ Hollis, your host, and have a wonderful evening. And thank you for tuning in.